degrees. I'm board certified in anti-aging medicine for a clinical degree. I have a PhD in toxicology. That means I'm a research doctor at the drug research level. I'm a naturopathic doctor. Why? Well, because the more I studied the other two, I realized we didn't get the full picture of nutrition as well. In addition to that, I formulated a lot of products and I've done a lot of research. With that in mind, let's look at the meal replacement. If I say the word meal replacement, what comes to your mind? Protein? Anybody thinking of lunch? An entire meal is being replaced. Is the shake a meal replacement?
Yes.
Yeah. So if I was to summarize the shake as breakfast and the cookie as lunch, do I have a full diet program in the quickest explainable way possible?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that might be something I could consider, because guess what? This weekend I went down to visit my daughter who's 21 years old at college. And she said, Dad, I'm in this Broadway play this summer. Right now I'm going to be on stage for this and this and this. Could you bring me something that would help me lose a little weight? And I said, sure. And she says, please don't make me read another one of those books. Please don't make me read one of those big studies.
Mm-hmm.
So I went down this weekend and I had not just her, but a whole bunch of all of her roommates and friends and theater people, right? And they all said, what you got for us? Oh, by the way, we've got 10 minutes. And I said, breakfast, held up the shake. Lunch, held up the cookie. And they said, what else? And I said, eat a healthy dinner with as many raw fruits and vegetables as possible. They're like, yeah, thanks, goodbye. But you know what? They're doing it. And she's calling me and she's going, Dad, this really tastes good. I thought it was going to be icky. So the point is very simply, if you can get to the point very quickly, people like it. I didn't give her a whole lot of information. And you know what? I don't think she cares about the rest of the information yet. She will, though. So meal replacement, high antioxidant cookie. Anytime I say the word antioxidant, immediately in my brain it goes into the file of anti-aging. Because all the anti-aging world is regenerating and rejuvenating cells, and antioxidants do that. They protect them as well. In addition, we have GMO-free. Look what I remembered this time. Okay, GMO-free. What does that mean? Genetically modified plants are not in this product. Does that matter?
Yes.
It does, doesn't it? If I have a genetically modified plant, did you realize they found out the corn that's genetically modified won't regrow? The wheat that's genetically modified might be 20% bigger for each seed, but when they put it in the ground to grow the next season, guess what? It won't grow. What's going to happen for seeds in the near future? So I know something's up there and something's funny, and I don't know all the answers, but I'm glad it's not in there. Low glycemic. If we're giving you proteins and we're giving you vitamins and minerals and nutrients and omegas, you're not going to have a diabetic issue nearly as bad as others. In other words, if you eat a lot of sugar, your body responds by putting out a lot of, the pancreas specifically dumps out insulin. Insulin runs through your body, gathers up all the sugars, and an hour and a half later, you go on a sugar high, and at the end of that high, that hour and a half later, you crash and have no energy. Why? The hormone, insulin, has taken all of your sugar out of your body. Now it's got all the sugar, doesn't know what to do with it, so it converts it into fat. So you've got a situation where it's smart not to have a high glycemic index, or in other words, something that makes your body put out a lot of insulin and stores it as fat. So it helps you lose weight, and it keeps you from having the big sugar mood swings. Low fat means you're not going to store as much fat. Low sugar means you're not going to have the glycemic problem that you had before. Something that everybody doesn't recognize is that sugar increases appetite. If we take sugars out, your appetite goes down. Could that be a benefit in this kind of a situation? I believe so. Lactose and gluten-free, meaning I don't have milk problems and I don't have wheat or gluten problems for people that might be allergic. High amino acids. Amino acids are what the body uses to build nerve cells, immune cells, muscles, and because you're building all of those muscles, your body burns more fat in the process. No preservatives or additives, fortified with vitamins and minerals, natural cold pressed, we have omega-3s in there. The big ORAC numbers. I'm not going to get into all the detailed flavones and polyphenols and all that numbers. I'm going to suggest this to you. The word antioxidant means anti-aging, and it means it because it neutralizes all the bad free radicals. So we're bombarded with free radicals all the time, aren't we? The antioxidants neutralize them at the cellular level. That means your cells are healthier, your tissues are healthier, your body is healthier, and you're preventing disease and promoting wellness. That's a great overview. In a minute, I'm going to show you some pictures of exactly what that means. Purpose. I'm talking about this cookie now. To replace a meal, because it's a meal replacement, and still have a balanced, healthy nutrition. So what you've got is the vitamins, the minerals, the omega-3 fatty acids, the proteins to help you lose weight. Why? Because in America, we've learned to eat high fat, high sugar. And the opposite of those in physiologic terms is high protein and low sugar, low fats, and mostly when you take protein it works because remember I talked about insulin being released by the pancreas? If you take sugar in your mouth, your body goes, oh my gosh, there's a ton of sugar coming. I'm going to release a ton of insulin. But if you put protein in your mouth first, protein's hard to digest. It's slow to digest, and it has low sugar, and the pancreas goes, we'll just put out a little insulin. It's not going to be needed much. So what you're doing is you're training your body to release low amounts of insulin, and that low amount of insulin doesn't go out and gather up tons of sugars and cause it to be stored. So protein tunes down your sugar storage and your appetite at the same time. In addition, we've got a purpose of weight loss. I think most people are going to use this as a meal replacement to help reduce the calories they eat every day. With a protein source, you're going to build muscles, nerve cells, and you're going to help neutralize the sugar diet that you may have had before. Wellness, with the vitamins, with the minerals, with the nutrients in there, your body's extracting everything it needs to still be healthy. As a meal replacement, I like the cookie and the shake together. Breakfast is the shake. Lunch is the cookie. Could you use the cookie for both meals? Sure. Could you use the shake for both meals? Sure. And people like to mix it up every once in a while, but I got to tell you, it was so neat to see those young ladies at college and say, this is your breakfast, this is your lunch, eat a healthy dinner. And they're like, really, what about all this other stuff? And what about snacks? And it was so funny because I had a box of the sho-biotics with me, and I just slid it over on the table, and they went, this is a snack? I was like, yeah, but you can't eat more than 3 a day. And they're like, what? So it was a very, very important learning system for me to see how quickly people learn and how short they want to be presented to. With that in mind, it's portable, and it's got the highest rating of antioxidant chocolate that there is. Ingredients. Now is the time I could have you throw your cookie to me, and I'll give it back to you. The first thing that I do in my shop, by the way, the first thing I do with this is I look at this in a very simplified form. Anytime I've ever picked up a product, the first thing I do is I look at the label. Okay, that's a scientist in me. If you look at the label, raise your hand. That's about normal. 2/3 of this room have their hand up. So the first thing you're going to come to me and ask me is, what do you think about this cookie? Well, as a PhD and a researcher, I get products all the time. People bring to me and go, what do you think about this product? First thing I do is I pick up the label and I say, nutritional facts. And there's a black box here that tells me what's in it. I go through there and I see that there's ingredients and that there's nutritional facts. And some things that stick out to me are, number one, this has 16 grams of protein. In a meal replacement, you need at least 12. So you're getting more than enough. For people that are bodybuilders, they always want at least 12 and up to 25. So you're right in the middle there too. Then I look at some of these other facts that are on here, and I see all these vitamins, and I see all these different minerals in different forms, and I get this list of I can barely read it label, right? Those are the ingredients. So I picked out off of this side of the label some of the most important ingredients, like whey protein, and it comes in different forms. And isolate is the highest quality form of protein that there is, because we isolate out the fats. And we isolate out any contaminants. So we take the best form of protein from whey, then we isolate out the bad parts. So you're getting a very good form, or the best form of whey protein. Then there's crisps. Those are the Rice Krispie square, or Rice Krispie crunchies you felt in there. Well, they're made of whey protein too. They're just kind of caramelized into a crunchy form. So you've got whey protein isolate and some of it as a concentrate. And that's because it gives that thickness and that gumminess and that, somebody said it was like tar. Anybody think of it as tar? Me neither. But anyways, they said it's tar because it should be sold with a toothbrush. Am I with you? Because you're all... So with that in mind, it's a